Bro, I just made $250,000 last week with fashion dropshipping, guys. And I'm not here to sell you a fucking course or tell you that it's easy money. And guys, it wasn't luck, it was just systems. And in this video, I'm breaking down every single piece of how I did it. So exactly like how I found the products, exactly how I positioned myself before launch, my scaling strategy, the backend that made sure that it was profitable and focused on AOV and LTV, and also how you can copy this exact strategy for yourself, guys. And also, if you're serious about hitting real numbers and not just a couple sales here and there, guys, this is the blueprint and let's get into it. And also for all the killers that are watching that really want to scale their store, that really want to change their life, make sure to watch the entire video because I may have a good opportunity at the end of the video, guys. So stay tuned and make sure to watch the entire video. So let's begin with product research, guys. A lot of you guys already know that I use mostly Dnote for product research. Of course, for checking stores outside of EU, in US, Australia, etc., I'm using other tools as well. But most of the products always come from EU because it's way easier to validate the products if it's actually good or not. And then I also use the keywords as well to really find out where my competitors are and what kind of keywords I should use for that. For the keywords, there are always three ways to do it. Let's begin with just normal one, and you can just put it in like here. The second way, click on find this exact piece of the sentence, and also just put it in here and put like / collections behind it. And you can also do / products as well. And this way you can really narrow down your competitors and find them way easier than only do it with one way, right? So let's take a look at this product, for example. Like, what's really important is to track everything down. It's also why I have a good competitor database to track everything down as well. So let's take a look at, for example, this product. This product is 23 days live, and with Dnote we see like, okay, it spent around 2.6k. And then we're going to write it down here. So it was 23 days live and 3,600 spent, and that's around $156 a day. So then you already know like, okay, this product is 23 days live. It has a total spend of 3,600 and it has a daily spend of 156. Then you already know like, okay, this guy is running this product for quite a while. It's running good because otherwise he wouldn't be scaling to 150 euros a day, right? And then you already know like, okay, maybe I can take the product. And what's really important is to check all the products from this competitor and write it down as well when it hits the KPIs. When you find more products that are also hitting as well, make sure to write it down in the competitor sheet. Like, guys, this is really a golden nugget. Easiest way to find a lot of products is tracking down a bunch of competitors. So when you, for example, have already 100 or 200 competitors that are already crushing it, and you can also classify them as a competitor B or C, then you know exactly where to take products from. Then you exactly know in which market is right now the best momentum, where basically the most money is right now, and based on that you can make your decisions to enter a market, or you can also make your decisions like, okay, I should double down on that market to find products for basically the market I'm in right now. And that's really important, guys. When you don't track everything down with your product research, you're going to fail, and you're going to fail definitely. So really make sure to use it. This is really important and overlooked as well. Secondly, it's all about positioning, guys. Like, when you really want to scale and you want to scale hard, you need to be well positioned. So what do I exactly mean with well positioned? You already know like, okay, certain markets have certain reference rates, or the backend is beginner friendly, or the backend is more for advanced people, like for example the UK market, the USA market, etc. is more for advanced people, right? And are also the payment methods easy to access. So based on your current situation, you need to pick a market where you can basically run in, right? So let's take a look at, for example, the Dutch market. It's a really beginner friendly market, but for example, USA and UK is not a beginner friendly market. So what happens when you pick a advanced market when you're still a beginner? To begin with, payment holds, like a lot of payment holds, because you don't have a proper payment solution yet. Your win rate will be way lower, so you will burn a lot of fucking money on ads, like without gaining anything, you know? The more advanced people already know what to do, how their store should look like, what kind of products they should run, and what kind of payment solution they need in order to scale to 20, 30k days in, let's say, USA. So that's really important to keep in mind, guys. So make sure you're well positioned, and this already begins in which kind of market you should sell in. So when you're still a beginner, just keep it easy. Just launch in the Netherlands or Denmark or just a market like that, you know. And when you're already a bit more experienced, you can also try, for example, Australia. You can also try, for example, Switzerland, but they already need a good payment solution because you need Twint, right? So that's really important to keep in mind, guys. And I would never advise you using Klarna with fashion. The gurus or the guys that are advertising with Klarna, they're going to get fucked, guys. You're going to lose all of your money. You're going to get huge headaches. So never sell with Klarna ever. Only run CC or local payment only, and also PayPal. If it's around 30 to 40% PayPal, it's still doable. So please, guys, really keep that in mind. And this is the key, guys, when you want to scale, because you really want to be preventative instead of putting down fires like the whole days, and you really don't want to do that, right? So please make sure to be well positioned. So guys, what was my scaling strategy? To be real honest, it was really simple. Like, I just scale simple, right? So what do I mean with that? Like, okay, when my gross margin is, for example, 25%, I scale with 50%. And when it's 35% gross margin, I double the budgets. But this depends per market as well. Because, for example, when I have a lower volume store in the Netherlands, I just scale with 20% every 24 hours when my KPIs hit. So at least 20 or 25% gross margin. Then I just scale with 20% the budget every 24 hours. And I also make sure to add more creatives to get more content in to eventually scale higher as well. Like, more content is also key to scale high in this game, guys. And what's also really important is also always use daily ROAS tracker to exactly see what your margins are. Or like, okay, what is my ROAS right now? Can I scale or should I downscale, etc.? Like, really important to keep in mind, guys, as well. And besides just scaling budgets, what did I more do, you know? To be real honest, I have like a lot of stores, right? So I have, for example, 4 stores in 4 different markets. Let's say this is the Netherlands, let's say this is the USA, let's say this is Australia, and let's say this is, for example, Switzerland. Then I'm going to launch in all those 4 markets. But what is going to happen, there is the different performance for every market that I'm going to sell in, even when I'm selling the same products, even when I'm doing the same thing with the same kind of store layout, it's still going to be different. So what am I going to do? 2-3 weeks, I'm going to see like, okay, which market performs best? And let's say that, for example, the USA works best and Switzerland works best. Then I'm not going to run one store, but then there is like another store for that same market and another store for that same market. And then I do that a few times. So now I basically have 3 stores in the same market, same kind of layout, same kind of products, but I will eat way and way more market share than with only one store. Because what will happen when you don't do it? Just other guys enter the market, and guys, that's basically the same. And you want to eat the most at the end of the day, right? So really make sure to take advantage of it as well. And also payment processor wise, it's way better. Why? Like when you do, for example, 3K a day here, 3K a day here, and 6K a day here, it's way easier to do 15 or 20K days consistently in one market with 3 stores instead of 1. So really make sure to keep that in mind as well. And when you're using a strategy like that, you can scale on a lot of different ways, right? You can just scale the campaigns, you can scale by products, but you can also scale by stores. And this way you're going to scale to the fucking moon. But make sure to always scale from backend to front end. Payment processors and payment solutions first, and then launching more. Because you don't want that headache. You don't want these holes. You don't want to fuck yourself over. And that's really important to keep in mind in this game, guys. All about the long-term thinking. You want to crush it this Q4. And I'm right now giving you the exact sauce and also the exact mindset to scale to huge numbers this Q4. So please make sure to keep this in mind. So guys, what did I more do? I always focus on AOV and LTV. So I do that with different ways, right? So first, I have like a clear sale. So maybe you have a clearance sale. Maybe you have a summer sale, you have a winter sale, you have a spring sale. I don't care. You need a specific sale so the customers also have like a bit of a urgency, right? And besides that, I have goods stacking discounts so they get rewarded for buying more. And I do that below the header. I do that in my add to cart. I do that with also, you may also like these is, for example, combine and receive 10% off. It's all about AOV and letting them buy more, because more AOV is more scalability as well. So really make sure to keep that in mind. Besides that, I also have post-purchase upsells because people just love to be upselled. Only because of this, I add 10 euros in AOV easily. And besides that, I also have the email marketing in place, 10 to 15% extra revenue, which increases my ability to spend more for the same customer, right? So with doing all of this, you will get ahead of the competition. You will get way more room to scale, and you can scale way further. So guys, this is just key when you want to scale. And this is like really the difference between doing 5K days or 20K days. So really make sure to keep this in mind. AOV is king. So guys, let's zoom out. This 250K week didn't happen because of like a magic product. It happened because of systems. It happened because I was already positioned well. It was because I know how to do product research. I know how to scale with only budgets, but also with stores. And I also know how to get a good AOV and LTV so I have more room to spend and scale way higher than my competition. So really keep this in mind, guys. And at the end of the day, I also have a killer backend to make sure that I keep the profit as well. So I not only make profit, but I keep it as well. And that's really important, guys. And that's it. Guys, no shiny hacks, no overcomplication, just discipline and fucking systems, guys. Really important. That's how I made 250K in 7 days with just fashion dropshipping. And it's not luck, guys. It's just systems. And if you're still guessing products or just copying some random shit, guys, please build a system, track your numbers, and scale with control. And guys, what I already said at the beginning of the video, when you're really someone that really wants to change his life, that really wants to scale his business, DM me private, because I just opened a private community with guys that are ready to scale, that are ready to crush it, where I just launch a bunch of value to scale your business to the moon. So guys, keep that in mind, and if you're serious, make sure to DM me on X. And guys, that's the difference between a 1K day hustler and someone who's doing 250K in a week. And that's basically it, guys. Ciao.